Hey everybody, it's Tom from VermiBag. It has been a long time, I know that, but I'm finally set up here in the Pacific Northwest. I got my shop that I built here in the background, real small, but it's adequate, it'll get me by, and I got power and heat into it right now, so I'm good to go. I'm going to slowly ramp up. Right now I'm currently making the VermiBag Minis and the VermiBag Maxes. I'm not making the Little Mammoths or the Mammoths. I'm also offering now a new tote. I've been having a little bit of fun experimenting with different ways and different designs and stuff, and the old tote just didn't really satisfy all the needs, and the new one's really neat. Nice system, it's bigger, a lot more flexible, you can adjust the depth on it. Just overall really nice system, and it's actually going to be a little bit cheaper than the old system. So and as I work on it, I have it on the website, but I don't really even have a good set of instructions for it yet. I'm going to probably do a video later this week going over the new tote and all the advantages, how to set it up and all that kind of stuff. And then I can put that on the website for instructions on setting it up and stuff. People that are familiar with the tote, you figure this one just does everything a little bit better, a little bit bigger. The only small disadvantage per se would be on it, it's not a zippered system on the top, so it seals very well on the Home Depot tub that I use. But if you have some really persistent worms and stuff, I suppose a few could find their way out. But it's just so much more flexible and better pricing and stuff for people, to get into a system like this. And now that I'm retired, back from Italy over here, I'm trying to decide what, where I want to take VermiBag. And again, that's kind of why I'm working on the tote right now. I want to concentrate a little bit more on, the less expensive systems. I mean, not all people can afford $200 or plus for a vermicomposting system, to experiment with it and find out they don't like it or whatever, and they got $200 down the drain. So I'm trying to get some systems that are very good, that really have a high likelihood of setting a person up for success. I mean, there's a lot of junk out there. The stuff I see for sale on Amazon and stuff, it's just, it's no wonder that, people start it and then they just fail. I mean, they end up with just a soupy mess and stuff. And people right off the bat for like the tote will say, well, why don't you just put it in a tub? And some people are successful at putting worms in, just plastic tubs and stuff. As long as you know what you're doing, you can definitely do it, very successfully. But a new person starting out, that's a different story. They really, really, really have to be careful when you set up a system like that. But with the VermiBag tote, you don't. I mean, there's a huge area of forgiveness there with the tote because of that it's suspended. I mean, you can't go anaerobic on it. It's not possible for the system to go anaerobic unless you put like 5 gallons of water in it. But and the system breathes like crazy. So I mean, it'll be a good system for people to get started. And at least locally here in the Pacific Northwest, I'm going to offer those systems already set up with worms. I mean, a fully functional system. I'll have the tub set up with the ventilation and everything in them, and then people can actually have a system, take it home, and it's already working. They don't have to worry about getting it started. And that's the critical point, is getting a system started. That first month is really critical. So to be able to hand a system over to somebody that's already been functioning for a month or so will be really great. And I think it'll be very helpful for a lot of people and really get people into the vermicomposting. And again, it's the price point. I'm not in this to try and get rich. That was never my goal in the first place. Sure, I like a little bit extra money here and there and stuff, and it covers my time and the things I'm doing, but I would rather sell, $120 systems than, $50 or, $200 systems, because I'm reaching out to a lot more people that would never be able to do vermicomposting if I get that price point down. So that's going to kind of be the goal for VermiBag right now, is to try and work on getting some systems that are pretty inexpensive, you know, getting systems that, you know, basically are almost really carefree, simple to use. I'm still gonna, you know, keep working on the Max and the Mini, or not working on, but keep producing those. I probably will bring back the little Mammoth. I don't know about the Mammoth. I mean, it's a huge system, and there's a few people that like it and use it, but I really need to concentrate my efforts on systems that are actually reaching a lot more people. You know, the Mammoth, unfortunately, you know, there's a select few people that buy those. And I suppose if somebody really wants one, if they reach out to me, I could probably, you know, set the shop up to do one of them. But, you know, I'm in a smaller shop now, so I really have to be streamlined on what I'm doing. So, again, I'm going to work on the VermiBag Max, the VermiBag Mini, the tote. And the tote I'm going to offer 2 different sizes. I actually, today, made up a larger one. And it'll be pretty nice, too. I mean, for people that are, you know, wanting a lot more castings and stuff, as long as you're not going to move it around a lot, because again, that system will be real heavy. I mean, it's a, I think it's a 20-gallon tote or a 17-gallon tote. It's a pretty good sized tote, so, you know, if it's full of castings and stuff, it's going to be heavy. So, I mean, if you had it on some rollers, which would be real easy to do, it'd be fine. And the other thing I'm working on, now that I'm back here in the Pacific Northwest, I'm not in Sicily anymore, it gets cold here. We had some cold days here. So I never had to deal with that in Sicily. I mean, every once in a while it would get cold, but my worms are always out, and no problem. I mean, they'd slow down in the winter, but they wouldn't stop. Here, I mean, when it's around 0, or, you know, I think it got down into the teens, 11 or so, but for, you know, the Seattle area here, that's cold. So I'm working on, it's for the tote basically, but that's why I'm making the larger tote, is I'm working on a system that I can actually put outside or put in the garage, and it'll actually be heated. So it'll provide enough heating to, during those cold snaps. It'll be on a little thermostat. We're going to see how it works. I'm going to start working on it and see how it comes out. I got some things coming in the mail, so I hope to experiment with that. But that'd be a really neat system that you would be able to at least put stuff in the garage. Like if you had a VermiBag Max or a Mini and you're in a cold area that freezes, yeah, you may have to take the worms out of the Max or the Mini. I mean, because unless you can put them in somewhere that's, you know, fairly warm, even in the garage, they're eventually going to get whatever the temperature of the garage is, a Mini or a Max. So if the garage gets down into the 20s, or, you know, if it's unheated completely, that's the temperature of the bag eventually. Now, it might not be enough to kill the worms if you have, you know, red wigglers or the Euros, but they're not going to be producing anything. They're going to stop. They're basically going into like a hibernation mode. So if you had a system where you could actually keep them warm, then those worms would keep producing all the time. It'd be really neat to be able to just keep producing throughout the winter. Get you a lot more castings for the springtime. So again, I'm talking about it and thinking about it, and we'll see how it goes, but it's definitely on the agenda. I'll just swing back here and I'll show you the front of the shed here, the VermiBag shed. I like it. I mean, it's smaller than I wanted it, but you know, it has some nice windows in it. Has a nice view of the valley behind here. So you're looking out of this when I'm, you know, sewing and stuff, so it's sweet. Then I'm actually working on, I made up one of these raised beds. So this whole area behind me is going to actually be raised bed gardens and stuff. I'll eventually bark it, put some gravel down and stuff, and then I'll have these raised beds. And these are 4x8. If I can get it in the screen there. 4x8, and then I'll have corrugated metal on the side of it here. So it'll be pretty nice. This whole area will be a garden. So, and then I can start making some gardening videos, maybe, you know, just how I'm doing it with the worm castings and different things. So that's about it. Just I wanted to let everybody know that I'm still here. It's been a hectic year, and but I'm back here. My wife's not here yet, but she still has to stay in Italy for just a little bit longer, so but she'll be coming over here pretty soon. So I'm here making a mess of the house and doing a lot of work on it because we've rented this for 20 years. So I definitely have a lot of work to do on it. You can see there, gonna have it painted here pretty soon, making my driveway a little bit bigger. Bought myself a tractor, all the good things in life. So anyway, there will be more videos coming. Like I said, I'm going to try and make a video up probably in the next couple days on the new version 2 VermiBag tote. And I'll do like an instruction video and stuff on setting it up. It's real simple, but just kind of go through that and show you the advantage of it, how the system works and stuff. And then once I get, excuse me, I have a lot of more worms coming now, because, you know, I came over here, I had hundreds of thousands of worms probably in Italy, and I came over here and now I have like big fat 0. So I ordered some worms from Midwest Worms, and I got just a couple pounds of euros, and I've ordered a few more pounds. They should be coming here next week, and I'm setting them up in these new VermiBag totes. And I've also made up a couple VermiBag buckets. You know, anybody that remembers me from when I first started out, I used to have a system called the VermiBag bucket, or the Vermi bucket. Fit right in a 5-gallon bucket. Anyway, I redesigned that too in my spare time here, and it actually works a lot better. I'm going to see how the harvesting goes and stuff on it. If it goes well there, I'll probably be offering that system at some point too, and that'll be real inexpensive. I mean, but just a real neat system for 5 gallons. And the nice thing about it is it's a 5-gallon system, and it's a flow-through system. I mean, the tote is not a flow-through. You got to harvest, and just now they got me thinking, the tote too, I'm also going to make a divider panel that goes inside there, so when you want to harvest it and separate the worms, it'll make it a lot easier. But anyway, yeah, the Vermi bucket is actually a flow-through system. And so I was never real happy with the original, and it worked, but this one here, I think it's a lot better. I really think the way it's designed and stuff now, I like it a lot. So I got all this spare time, so I just keep coming up with things. So anyway, this is Tom from VermiBag, and hopefully I will be putting out more and more videos now. Once I start getting these worms, setting up these worm bags, the vermi totes and stuff, I'll do some videos on that, and then we'll do some, just see how things go, kind of get back into the groove of it eventually here. So this is Tom from VermiBag, done it from the Pacific Northwest. Till next time, ciao.